Open my eyes to the world that shines in you. Open my eyes to the world that shines in you. Let me see you brightening the air. Let me see you playing everywhere. For your light that's shining free, I give all I am to thee. Open my eyes to the world. Open my eyes to the world. Open my heart to the world that beats in you. Open my heart to the world that beats in you. Let me feel you in everyone I meet. Let me feel you playing in the trees. Take me to your heart. Let me feel you in every part. Open my heart to the world. Open my heart to
That was William Vitalis with Open My Heart to the World. Welcome to Let's Find Out. The focus of this program is to have our hearts open to the universal, united, kind, loving, and forgiving planet. We have entered into a new decade and new energy form, the transformational 20s. Let's all begin to strengthen the new energies on the planet, strengthen your intuition, and strive to live a peaceful existence free from fear. What strategies, prayers, meditations, and exercises can one use to tap into the higher realms and receive messages from our departed loved ones, creating a higher vibration of living? When we're upset and confused, where can we find the answers? How can we know which path to take? The answers are here on Let's Find Out with our spiritually focused format and guests. And now it's time for tonight's program, Let's Find Out with Elizabeth Joyce.
Good evening, this is Elizabeth Joyce, and we are in the last days of July as we go into the dog days of August, which I think have already started. It's been so warm across this country. Tonight I'd like to talk to you about a couple of things. There's an awful lot going on in this country. Between the coronavirus and the riots, everybody's wondering what reality is anymore. But I'd like to talk to you about the importance of your personal inner connection. We are going from being asleep to being awake and beyond. And this program and tonight's lessons will offer you practical guidance for living healthy, happy, and benevolent life, to provide a forum for those who wish to speak to us from perhaps other realities or through your emails and comments, and celebrate the emergence of the multidimensionality and our reconnection to the rest of creation. That's what happens when you tune in to your inner connection. No one can really afford to lose their inner connection, and the more that we awake enough to really listen to it, the more we're going to have something called love, peace, and harmony. We have to remind ourselves that our love of light and sense of humor will carry us through into the adventure of forever. And we're certainly on an adventure with what's been going on in 2020. And we have more to go, I'm sure. The next 6 months promise to be very turbulent, very disturbing, and they will bring us events that we never dreamed would ever happen. So we're to bring information about the truth of our eternal nature, the origin, ultimate purpose, and future of the human race. And sometimes I'm wondering what in the world is going on with the future of the human race. Everybody's hoping to go back to normal, but the question is, what is normal. We certainly have shifted and changed, and some of these shifts and change not only will be very insightful and growthful, but they're probably going to become permanent. As for the virus and the cure, this is something I have to suggest. It would be a good idea for those who are researching a cure for the virus to take a good look at some of the disease of plants and trees, and include people who are not only in the scientific community, but also, for instance, tree farmers, people who have lived on farms, and people who work with the land, herbologists. So there is practical knowledge involved instead of only the search for ideas. Ideas are very often worthwhile and might lead to good practical solutions, but ultimately practical solutions are practiced by people in the field. So don't leave them out. You know, it's funny, I'm in my grandmother's house, and when I was younger, she knew how to fix just about any ailment that went on. And she would do some very strange and different things. For example, taking baking soda and putting it on a wasp sting would not only draw out the stinger, but it would lower the inflammation. I think tonight I'm going to start asking you to start thinking in terms of being a healer, even if you're not one. What's going on is we're going from the third dimension of I want what I want when I want it without regards of consequence into the fourth dimension, which is the multi-dimensional being, one that wants to work with cooperation, with community, and with everybody working together for the good. Start thinking as if you are a healer, because you probably are. And you could read about or hear about people in your own neighborhood or wherever you live who have caught the symptoms of the COVID-19. Instead of feeling bad for them or feeling frightened, I want you to immediately have something that you can do about it right now. First of all, you can set a condition, and anything that comes from your heart and your voice is extremely powerful. That's why the human was given the voice. So what you could do is send some energy, because if the energy is sent with good intentions and love, you become a healer. So let's try this. I'm asking that the most benevolent energies that are available for me be around me all the time and around me now. When I feel the energy come around me and surround me, then I want to start to send it out to all the people that need it during this time. Sometimes you have to wait about 30 or 40 seconds before you feel this energy. It takes time. It's a quiet thing. And then you might want to try to say, with the power of your voice, I'm asking that my friends and neighbors, when they get sick with COVID-19 or anything else, are able to quickly be returned to their best health in the most benevolent way for them, and do it now. And then what you do is you visualize the people that you heard about, or you can just even say their name and picture a family or a group or one person, and surround them with this light of gold that you've just manifested from within yourself. And that is a wonderful way to use your inherent personal interconnection. Remember, these are not just words. But for those of you who feel the energies, you know that they are energies of light beings who will help to bring everything about that you're stating. You may not be able to save everybody. None of us can. But even if you can't, you'll contribute to the well-being of one or more people whenever something as serious as this pandemic occurs. For every single time you sit and you meditate and you think about it and you send the light out, you are taking a healthy action and becoming a healer of the planet. It doesn't have to be somebody only from your neighborhood or from your friends or family. It can be something that you read about, some place that's probably congested with the virus, like New York or Texas or California, and you want to do something. And believe me, if you had more than one person, if you had 4 or 5 people sitting together, bringing that energy in and repeating, I am asking that all the most benevolent energy come in that are available to me and be around me all the time, and sending it out to those that need it, you'd have power. You'd have a lot of healing power be going out, and that's what we need to get going around here. We've got to do something about this anger, violence, and prejudice that's happening. And this is a number one step, going within, connecting with your personal connection, and then sending the energy out. At times like this, there's a tendency to feel helpless, isn't there? Well, what if we have to stay at home and go through all this kind of stuff, being tested, taking your temperature, not being able to go to the places that you're used to going to, no going out to dinner or sharing with friends? But if you're actively involved in helping to cure other people, then you will become more empowered. You will feel it. You will feel the energy come in, surround you, and go from you out to the others. The ultimate purpose in such a challenge like this disease does not make you feel helpless, but rather activates your healing power. So again, I'd like to ask as many of you as possible to become the healer. And this could bring in a very good life. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out. I am talking tonight about connecting to your power within, your personal power, and what you can do to help with COVID-19 and with what's going on with this planet at this time. And now we're going to take a break for our weekly cosmic tip, and I'll be back with some more information shortly. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out, and now it's time for your weekly cosmic tip. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Stargazing, week of July 28th through August 2nd, 2020. Mercury is playing the trickster this week, with 2 oppositions and a cloudy trine, which gets August off to an uncertain and volatile energy start. If you must buy, sell, or negotiate a contract this week, be sure to watch out for deceits and manipulation. Expect verbal abuse and force at its worst. Monday has Jupiter sextile Neptune in the morning, which supports sharing your higher spiritual vision, or at least dreams from the night before. There are minor challenges to communicating values and ideas in relationships, so you may want to hold off on those difficult topics until later this week. On Thursday morning, allow extra time to get moving if you are an early riser. Mercury sits opposite Jupiter, which means that Jupiter's positive energy can bring over optimism and embellishment that can make any deal seem sweeter than it really is. There is ease and flow to communications if you wait until after the lunch hour. August does not have the big astrological planetary shifts of the previous months, so that it should take some pressure off of you if you would like to have a break from the world and this intensity that we've all been going through. The only concern is that aggressive Mars in Aries makes challenges to 3 outer planets in Capricorn that have been associated with the COVID virus and with George Floyd's police demonstrations. The Mercury-Pluto opposition on Saturday, August 1st, can bring in temptation to lie, cheat, or manipulate to get your way. Pluto's obsessive-compulsive nature makes it super difficult to let go of the object of your focus, and you may end up with a person or a focus that you didn't really want. Because the last week in July is a week that what you say is not necessarily going to get you what you want, try saying as little as possible. Mum's the word. The Sun-Uranus square on Sunday, August 2nd, brings a restless tension that can result in surprising changes, unpredictable behavior, and even accidents. Be careful, be safe. The low side of this energy could be angry outbreaks or a challenging fire season. The high side can be taking right action to correct injustices by reconstructing the way we do and react to our circumstances. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Visions of Reality. The website is new-visions.com. If you'd like to make a call to ask a question or book a reading, the 24-hour answering service is 201-934-8986. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. This is Elizabeth Joyce, and we're back, and this is Let's Find Out, and it is Monday night, the 27th of July, and I'm talking to you about the importance of your interpersonal connection. At these times, and at times to come, it will seem uncomfortable and very authoritarian in the United States and in other places. There will be people making demands who are in the place of influence, and you will find it uncomfortable. Yes, and at the same time, you will feel that it's the patriotic thing to do, not just politically speaking, but you think it is a unifying thing to do because it is a time of unity. We're coming into a time of unity, but I do believe that it is a few years down the road before we complete the process. We're all in this together. The unifying thing is a way that we're learning how to get to, and it can be difficult. By the way, in the past when you have felt ununified, it's only been for a short period of time. We're going from calamity and disaster into a better world. A new world is coming, and it will evolve. It will evolve from all of this hate, fear, anger, and upset that we're going through now. That's what to hang on to, and that's what feels right. In these times, you're inclined to help people when you wouldn't care otherwise, because it's the right thing to do, and they need the help. Other people are also inclined to help you, even if they would never speak to you for any other reason. But in times of calamity or disaster, the right thing to do is to what feels right for you in the moment. And usually when we're helping others in an emergency, we don't ask questions. We just do what has to be done. Overall, many of your past lives and your future lives are bringing you back some people that you have known before and that have loved and cared about you. And sometimes we can be stubborn, and sometimes we can devise something that will be very helpful that we didn't even think about before. People have devised an opportunity for everyone to discover how it is when you're in unity without calamity, and that is yet to come. When we're in unity because we choose to be, when we're in unity because we want to live that way, and when we're in unity because it's the ideal lifestyle to consider others as well as what our needs are. When leading up to it, things around you seem to be disadvantageous. This is going wrong, and that is going wrong. And it's like this. Imagine, if you would for a moment, that you're a tree. If you're a tree, you have deep roots and other roots that go out looking for water and minerals and things you need to survive. In the course of that, you might break a few bits of the sidewalk, and the people will look at the roots coming up and say, "What a mess. Why should we care about that?" And someone else will say, "That is the most beautiful walnut tree, and it provides us food. So what should we do about the breaking of the sidewalk?" So people will get used to climbing over a broken sidewalk, or walking a little farther away, or walking around it. In short, what seems to be a problem reminds you that something good is there as well, and all is well. That's what's coming. You're going to begin to see that there are disturbing and things that are very upsetting. There will be an occasional situation like the one you're in now. It was never meant to be released. It was meant to be in the laboratory and studied in order to develop a means to cure other diseases. I'm talking about the virus now. And we are beginning to find ways to cure other diseases as well as what's going on with this pandemic. I think it's amazing. I really feel that as we move along and this continues and we do more and more research, we may be curing 75 to 80 different diseases, and that would be a wonderful gift and surprise. We're working towards the need for more tolerance and flexibility. Your physical body is made up of earth. The earth herself is a material master and a spiritual master. Otherwise, how could she live with so many human guests? We have so many people on the planet. She's adapted. And because your body is made up physically of her body, she is a very strong adaptation phase as well as a very strong dramatic phase. And you may have noticed that we have more earthquakes and storms coming and all that other business. When you will all feel a little bit more dramatic at times, you may find yourself perhaps overreacting to things that before you didn't even care about. And that comes from your frustration and your sensitivity. And overreacting, of course, is never good because it takes you out of balance. Yet you will have the things that you find funny and that you never found funny before. And you know laughter is the best medicine, so you're on your merry way to a more benevolent life. But you will find things that are not always so merry, especially in the next 6 months. You will find that you have a sense of humor that may get a bit broader. You will find that you're a bit more flexible and a bit more tolerant than you used to be. The small little things won't be bothering you so much because you have to step over the big ones. Some of you will hardly show any emotion at all to others, but to yourself you may say, I'm getting way too broad-minded. Everyone else will say, he laughed. He never laughs at that, but he laughed. That's great. In other words, people will react to the different ways that you are reacting. But you are on your path. You're on a broader path. You are moving towards a benevolent timeline. Some of you are dragging your feet and throwing out deep anchors, but you're all mastering the commitment, and that's a good thing. Generally speaking, around the world, what's making news about the authoritarian and the authoritarian is that you are in times like this. This is a typical cycle that the earth and the human race has to go through. In some cycles, leaders are seemingly lenient, calm, and pleasant, and you can look up to them. But at other times, they are more authoritarian. It's just something you go through. It doesn't mean that Julius Caesar is going to emerge and Rome will be the place that all the world attends. It's not going to be that. You have had more time than your fair share of hard times lately, ever since this year began. So don't look for some horrible monster to show up, like an Antichrist or something like Hitler. That's not going to happen. But there will be a tendency for governments to run a more authoritarian way at times, but that will also pass. It's on the levels that go all the way to the mom and dad. It goes all the way down the line. It doesn't mean that everyone is going to beat a drum and that you have to march to it or that you have to go out and join a demonstration rally. It means that in time, things will seem very authoritarian and demanding and outrageous. Most of the time, you will only know about it when something makes you upset and you get upset. When something worries you and concerns you, something you feel that you can't accept. Most of the time, all the decisions will be just fine, but that does not make the news. You only hear about decisions that are upsetting because news people like to sell products, and they like to sell newspapers and magazines. In other words, that's why you hear about it. Most of the time, governments run very smoothly, even in places that you don't think of that way. You just don't know about the more benign aspects of the way the government can run. I'm trying to correct you because things are shifting in your mind and you think that everything is going haywire and you want it to go back to being nice. I know that you're trying to create a spirit of conversation or a spirit of things are going to be fine, we've got to get back, it will pass. But I want to make it clear that everything will not seem to be so nicey, or will they appear to be strict and harsh. It's not going to be one way. It's going to be many, many ways. We have problems, and we'll sort of work around them and work them out. It's not going to be easy. Our solar system is moving into an area of space that is stimulating us, that is bringing in this new energy. And that we need to remember too. Energy that's never been on this planet before and is disrupting everything so that it can come in and settle in. And it will become a larger influence as we move deeper into it. We're not going to move into this space until we're ready. And then that's what you're going to be saying. We can do this. A new world is coming, and it's a good one. And this is going to just happen to bring us unity. And then there's hope for the future when unity starts. It's just that many people in our government who were protecting the people have left. They didn't want to be a part of what was going on. And now sometimes we may not feel like we know who's protecting us now. Okay. What's around the edges? It is still true. You have all the capabilities that you were born with and even more than you know about. But only slowly, only very slowly, are people beginning to become aware of them. So if you sit and you go within and you connect to your inner connections and meditate and get quiet and listen and allow the energy to just overflow, you will clear and you will begin to realize that it's going to be fine. We're growing into the light. It's going to be fine. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out. And now it's time to take our half-hour break, and I'll be back right after this.
Your conscious connection to a more mindful world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
Elizabeth Joyce's Elixir Tea is really a healing tea. It's blended according to Ayurvedic principles and the chanting of Sanskrit mantras. So it assures a deep cellular healing, relief that flows from within. So drink Elizabeth's healing tea before you meditate. Order it online or call 201-934-8986, 201-934-8986.
Consistently attract soulmate clients, begin showing up on brand, monetizing on your calling. Welcome all spiritual coaches, leaders, healers, light workers, and practitioners to a show that turns you on in your business and amplifies your magnetism. I'm host, catalyst, and spiritual business coach Rosalind Fung, and I'm here to journey with you into the juicy and help you discover where the real gaps are. Ignite your mindset and soul with strategies and systems as each episode takes you to the sweet spot that activates your soulgasmic business by tuning in on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Mountain. Join me for your light language activation and let's magnetize and monetize.
A social distancing tip. Putting distance between yourself and others is critical to slowing the spread of coronavirus. So here are ways to stay in contact without the physical contact part. Call, send a text, set up a video conference, post on social media, dedicate a song on the radio. If you have symptoms of fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going to their office. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part, because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
When it all comes true, just the way you planned. It's funny, but the bells don't ring. It's a quiet thing when you hold the world in your trembling hands. You'd think you'd hear a quiet thing. It's a quiet thing. There are no exploding fireworks. Where's the roaring of the crowd? Maybe it's the strange new atmosphere way up here among the clouds. But I don't hear the drums. I don't hear the band. The sounds I'm told such moments bring. Happiness comes in on tiptoe. Well, what do you know? It's a quiet thing, a very quiet thing. When it all comes true, it's true, just the way you planned. It's funny, but the bells don't ring. It's a quiet thing, when you hold the world in your trembling hands. You'd think you'd hear a choir sing. It's a quiet thing. There are no exploding fireworks. Where's the roaring of the crowd? Maybe it's the strange new atmosphere way up here among the clouds. But I don't hear the drums. I don't hear the band. The sounds I'm told such moments bring. Happiness comes in on tiptoe. Well, what do you know? It's true. It's a quiet thing, a very quiet
This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out, and that was one of my very favorite people, Elizabeth Hepburn, telling us about your personal interconnection It's a very quiet thing. It comes in on tiptoe. One of my inner teachers is someone named Mentor, and he gave me a message recently that I wanted to share with you. He said, "Teach the secrets, wisdom, knowledge, and practices of the soul, so that all can do some soul healing for the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. These are the keys to the new world." Every human being has a soul, mind, and body, and your mind can do a lot for your life and become stronger when it aligns with the heart. The mind can heal the body, transform consciousness, create and manifest, and connect with the heart to become even more powerful. I wrote the book, The New Spiritual Chakras, which include the next 7 chakras that are not on the body, they're around the body, and I've depicted what they are and what they do very well. You can get the book on Amazon.com, The New Spiritual Chakras. And there's a new heart center at the 10th chakra. And when you meditate with your 4th heart center, which is on the body, and you use a circle of light that goes up to the 10th heart center, you are beginning a circle of energetic light that has healing power in it, and that it really can create ecstasy. In this realm of consciousness, it can create types of light based on technologies, new community living, new systems of government, equitable food, and resource distributions. All have received and will be receiving special information about all these things that are in the process of change. They're going to be in the process of change for at least the next 6 years. So we need to prepare for that. The next thing that I wanted people to know is that we're changing our own DNA, the DNA of the soul. For the one thing that we take after we leave the body is our character. We always take our character with us, and the process of the lifetime is to strengthen and improve the character so that we can go to higher levels of vibrating and be of more service to the universe. Your mind can do a lot for your life and becomes stronger when it aligns with the heart. These are examples of mind over matter. There's been a great deal of scientific research and demonstrations of the power of the mind. Remember Uri Geller from England? He was able to bend spoons and move objects. We recognize and accept the power of the mind. However, the power of the mind is not enough. The next step to our soul growth is to have the desire to serve humanity. And that actually begins when your 8th chakra starts to open. So if a lot of you are feeling a strong desire to help what's going on and help with humanity, you're tuning into your 8th chakra, which is just above your 7th chakra. And this makes things happen in a positive way in your life. And this includes prevention of sickness, soul healing, which is beyond the body, soul grace, the lifting of karma, soul energy lengthening your lifespan, and soul transformation in every aspect of life. The final power of the soul is to enlighten all other souls of humanity as well as all other souls in the other areas of the universe and in all the other worlds. This new energy, this 5th dimension double helix energy, is the energy of soul growth. In the new millennium of the 21st century, mankind has moved from mind over matter to soul over matter. And this new soul light era is a marvelous turning point for humanity. For as we move along through this decade, many light workers will become empowered to be a part of the transformation of people's viewpoint, transform every occupation, transform relationships within the family structure, as well as relationships that are more personal, as well as receive remarkable results from healing all forms of life. As people meditate and connect with their higher consciousness, take workshops, do teleconferences, radio programs, movies, and TV shows, they're all going to begin to confirm that we have this power. The divine is downloading the information as needed to different healers and light workers across the world, as well as healing power to thousands of light workers. Hundreds of healers have created and assisted in the remarkable results of healing, and remarkably, they can spread the light. I know several that take very special spiritual trips to certain vortexes and power points around the world to help strengthen the light and bring in a higher result of healing. The divine has created hundreds of writers in the last 20 years, giving us divine books which are inspiring while opening our hearts. Books are coming out in a flowing stream, one right after the other. Their information, while similar, covers thousands of spiritual subjects to help and guide people in all walks of life. To add to this, the divine is dropping down a lot of energy for grace, which brings us karma cleansing and which also brings us soul power. And this is the gift of the 21st century. As a matter of fact, this is the gift that came in December 21st, 2012, this energy. By applying the varied techniques that are being enhanced to your soul power, you can completely transform your thinking, raise your vibration, help with prevention of sickness, recalibration, prolong your life, create soul transformation, and embrace enlightenment. Along with the rest of humanity, your view of the world will be completely transformed, bringing in a golden era of love, peace, and harmony. Working with the new spiritual chakras will speed up this process and tightly connect you with the invisible divine energy, this amber light, this double helix energy of the fifth dimension. It has been taught that one cannot create or manifest grace. Only God can give us grace, or a fully realized saint, such as Amrita Nandamayi. One can pray for grace or the lifting of karma, but no one can make it happen. It is always by the will of the divine. However, at the same time, light workers are now receiving a stream of light energy to lift karma. These people are very few in number, and if you happen to run across any one of them, you are very blessed. Just know that this has taken many, many lifetimes to allow this experience to be brought to the earth. And Hare Krishna taught, there are two types of education, one for living and one for life. To live life beneficially is what spirituality is all about. One should live beneficiary for the One should live beneficiary for the society and for oneself. And that is the essence of spirituality. Our DNA is a multidimensional crystal nature that carries your unique energy, your imprint, and all of your history across lifetimes. This is the soul level of DNA, a very different understanding than your college biology books. Your DNA is very important, and your DNA is growing in an invisible way. A way that you can work with now as you meditate and go into your personal interconnection and grow and spread out and let this light flow from you into others as well as you. And the beauty of it is that when you're with other people, they will feel this imprint coming from you, and it will strengthen them and heal them as well as you. So allow your power and control to create a breakthrough. Learn to bring in and attract that which you desire. Apply the new spiritual chakra work with the magic of the circle of light, sending out energy to help others. This accomplishes charity and is as good as it gets. Here's a new affirmation for you as we go into closing. It's time to get ready for our meditation. I am satisfied where I am today. I am at peace and open and eager to receiving what's coming next. Remember, you don't have to go out and do anything. You don't even have to listen to the news. Just stay within, work on yourself, and work out on sending the light energy, and all will be well. This is Elizabeth Joyce with Let's Find Out. Thank you for listening. And now it's time for our meditation. And I will see you next week. Good night. This is Elizabeth Joyce. I'm inviting you to join us worldwide to help strengthen and build our immune systems against any and all out-of-balance materials that may come our way. Visualize a sacred flame inside you. It sits between the middle of your hips and your navel. You can feel the energy coming in from this flame. It's very present and very alive. The color of this flame is amber, representing the new double helix energy that flows in from the center of the universe. Feel this powerful fifth dimension energy rising up from the second chakra to fill the solar plexus chakra at your navel. Know that this healing energy is arising from the flame and merging with your own Kundalini as well as your inner fire. Let the top of the flame begin to rise until it reaches your navel. The top of the flame comes to a fine point. If you follow the flame down, it gets wider, encompassing the second chakra. While its tip reaches your navel, your flame is spreading below, filling your abdomen. This is the receiving chakra, and you are choosing to receive this energy flowing in from the fifth dimension to help you stay centered, clear, well-balanced, and healthy. It encourages the body not to allow any foreign matter to penetrate it. Allow this flame to rise until the tip reaches the center of your chest, which is your heart chakra. The new heart chakra is a brilliant yellow, so we're allowing the amber flame to pierce through the solar plexus, which is now your green chakra, and up to the heart center, which is the brilliant yellow. And it will expand up to your 10th chakra, which is your new heart center. Now that the tip of the flame has reached the heart, see how your center solar plexus chakra is being filled with this light as well. As you feel the nourishing and expanding warmth of your inner flame, you also sense that things are being consumed by the fire, such as fear, impatience, judgment. All the negative forces that are within you are now being consumed by the fire, and the love of the universe, the universal love, is spreading throughout that area. Sense that things being consumed are your limiting thoughts, your limiting beliefs, feelings, and the patterns that you don't need around you. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath into your abdomen and allow this burning to take place. Let the flames fill the hollow of your stomach with positive and powerful energy. As the widening flame engulfs the center of your heart, Feel that flood of tingling energy as your heart wounds are mended. Now let the flame continue its rising. It's going to begin to go out the center of your back and form a circle. It reaches up over the top of the head and pierces the 10th chakra, about 20 feet above you. And then it falls down again and back to the 4th chakra, the heart center. Then back out through the back and up into the 10th chakra. This is the amber flame of light, the new 5th dimension love center. Is called the circle of light. Breathe into it. Let the flame continue its rising. The tip is traveling up from your heart, going into your throat, going into your shoulders, going into your lungs with its healing heat. Feel how your body is now emerged with the pure life center energy, with aliveness, with passion, with creative energy. Breathe that in. Feel the warmth, feel the joy, and feel the love. Know that you are centered, whole, and complete. Now you can begin your new mantra. May I always be present to show the path of light and love to the pathless and the suffering, wanderers of life. If they should not understand or be open to this inner realization, may I abide in patience from the depth of loving kindness. May I continue to carry your love throughout the day, and may it touch the heart of anyone that I see, interchange with, talk to, or think about. I lovingly send this light to all of my loved ones, my family members, and the people that matter, as well as to the others that I do not know. May I be aligned with my soul purpose and aligned with everyone I meet in this light of love, kindness, joy, and wellness. May I create a plan of action, helping to accomplish the healing and removal of any negative energy that has come forth on the planet to destroy the body. My body is my temple. It is filled with your light every day. Thank you, Spirit, for being with me, for supporting me, and for supporting this purpose. May this energy, the 5th dimension energy of amber light, clear any blocks that are stopping me from knowing, achieving, and living for my divine purpose. May I discover the secret of how to keep this energy and alignment within me moving ahead as I walk my path throughout the year. Thank you for your kindness to me and for the world. Thank you for your presence in our lives, even when we are scared and concerned. Thank you for your patience, your understanding of our struggles, and for your joy of being in our lives. Thank you, God, for your love. Thank you, God, for your vast and deep understanding. Thank you, God, for all of this and more that you pour forth to us without end. In the name of the heart, the head, and the hand, I send blessings to all unseen people and all people that are dear to me and all people that have ever touched my life. I know that I am strong. I know that I am centered. I know that I am love. I know that I receive love. I know that I give love. And I know that I am. And so it is.
Take